In this video analysis, I'll be discussing how Wes Craven uses your stereotypical horror tropes and subverts them through the use of foreshadowing and misdirection. I will also be discussing meta moments in this film. So this film was originally an 18-page spec script written by Kevin Williamson. The original title for this film was Scary Movie, and it was released in 1996, becoming a resurgence of the slasher and teen movie genres. Throughout the film, Wes Craven manipulates expectation. This is done through the use of a red herring. A red herring is pretty much any scene giving you information with a false conclusion. It's usually used to mislead audiences, and Wes Craven also uses it to call out issues in horror movies. He uses this technique to commentate on the cheesy horror tropes going on at the time. For example, when Cindy's going down this set of stairs. In this scene, he's misdirecting you to think that the killer is going to be in the closet. But then they're not there. Later, it's followed by a handheld shot of Sydney just walking down the hallway with both sides of the frame completely revealed, making you think that the Ghostface killer would hop out on the left or right side. Craven builds this tension and then just releases it, keeping you on edge throughout the whole film. You never know what's gonna happen. This technique is also used when the professor is lecturing students causing shenanigans in the hallway. When he threatens them with the scissors, it makes an unnecessarily sharp sound. This is to make you think that the professor's now the killer. There's also a very nice cameo of Wes Craven in this scene, where he's a janitor in a strikingly similar costume to Freddy Krueger from Craven's older piece, Nightmare on Elm Street and New Nightmare. These red herrings have a purpose. When Wes Craven builds up the tension in the scene and then releases it, it's nothing. He'll take those moments as an opportunity to foreshadow. For example, when Sydney goes downstairs to check in the closet later, that's where Sydney's gonna come out of to kill the Ghostface killer. This is especially clear when Randy is giving the rules of a horror movie. Everything that he says happens. When we're at Blockbuster, Randy also calls out that it would make sense for Billy and Stuart to be the killers. He pretty much predicts the whole end of the film, and this is just in the middle of the movie. Randy pretty much acts as the mind of this film. This use of foreshadowing constantly has you questioning whether the film is dumb or smart with these subversion, and that perfectly leads me into how Wes Craven subverts genre tropes in this film. First, the movie opens with a third act finale. The first character we're introduced to, a very nice, innocent girl that you quickly become emotionally attached to, is just killed off right in front of you. Also in the beginning, right before Casey's death, she reaches to grab the Ghostface mask off the killer, and you're literally convinced in this moment that you're about to see who the killer is. But nope, the camera just whips up, and you're immediately thrown into the question of this film: who's the Ghostface killer? And then right after that, he impresses us with a lovable cast that are motivated and complex. Throughout the film, you just don't know if he's poking fun at the genre or outsmarting it. The film makes a commentation on the stupid horror logic of the films during this era. The killers would always slip, fall, or make a swing and completely miss their target. However, this is commentated on by making the characters actually clumsy in the middle of an insane adrenaline rush, enjoying taunting their victims. If you're in a moment like that, you're going to be clumsy, you're going to miss, and you're wearing this big droopy costume. While Sydney's on the phone, she explains why she doesn't like horror films.
What's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
But then when she's thrown in the situation of her door being locked and needing to escape the Ghostface killer, she does the same exact thing, which ties back to the misdirection as the stairs being seen for an extended period of time, just before the closet doors open. A final key moment of misdirection that really stood out to me was through the use of color. The amazing intro of this film. The bright white interior is supposed to represent what's safe, and the dark outside is where all the danger occurs. Throughout the scene, as tension builds, the interior just keeps getting darker and darker as Casey Becker is about to be the first murder victim in this film. I also wanted to address a few more meta moments in this film that stood out to me. In the intro scene with Drew Barrymore, the killer starts the phone like a prank call, and it slowly escalates to a stalker vibe, then eventually a serial killer, all within a number of minutes. In this scene, I feel like the killers, as horror fans themselves, are creating and crafting their own horror scene right in front of the audience. After the release of this film, caller ID sales went up like crazy. Everybody was so scared of this that they wanted to know who was going to be calling them. The last meta moment I wanted to mention in this film was a cameo by Linda Blair, who previously starred in another classic horror film, The Exorcist, in 1973. So that's my analysis on Wes Craven's Scream. I really hope you enjoy how this video breaks down the use of horror genre tropes through subversion, foreshadowing, and misdirection.